John Schneider. Nope, hold on. John Schneider giving us the command, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready to go green for 120 laps here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, 5/8 mile racetrack, 18 degrees in the corners, 3 in the straights. The 2024 season is getting ready to go underway. I'm John Ramos, will be alongside John Nix, and we'll give you all of the great racing lap to lap up here in the booth. Want to say thank you to everyone that's come on out. Beautiful crowd underhand as we get ready to go green. I'm waiting for John to come back up here. Can you hear me? I hope you can hear me. John and I will have a mic. Every year we go racing from the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, and we are overly thankful that we have the opportunity to take the green flag year in and year out. This track has been seeing racing for 120 years, the second oldest operating racetrack in North America.
Make him stand up, right?
Fans, get on up.
He'll go no extra lap.
You talking about for the wave lap? Wave lap is?
Is this? I doubt it. Not yet.
If you okay, this.
Ask him, but I doubt this is it.
All right.
Wave lap, yeah. I'm on my feet.
Good. That's boss man. As they get ready to come down off turn number 4, they line up nose to tail to go ahead and warm those tires up. We are ready to go green flag racing. Just a matter of moments, ladies and gentlemen. Soon we'll have the wave lap. And once that wave lap comes on in, we will be ready to go green flag racing soon after it. A great field of machines, former track champions, others looking for their first ever win here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. They say if you can win here, you can win anywhere. And for a lot of these drivers, an opportunity like this is getting ready to come on hand. They haven't told me when the wave lap is. But we are live. You can say hi to YouTube.
Okay. Get my breath.
United States Air Force safety truck is pacing the field back to turns 1 and 2. A treacherous racetrack, but 120 laps of racing will give us something that we are very much looking forward to. Michael House, former track champion, will lead us to the green flag. Chase Johnson looking for his first win. So many storylines, so many opportunities at hand as we get ready to go green. John Nix, how's it going?
Out of breath, sir. Wow, man, I'm excited. This is going to be awesome. Whew, on the high banks.
Oh, yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, hands are out of the U.S. Air Force truck. Ladies and gentlemen, we're soon to be getting the wave lap next time by. Next time by, we are going to get the wave lap. Stand on up. Go ahead and wave to your favorite driver. Some are in new paint schemes. Some are still in their iconic look. But when we take off down to turns 1 and 2, it's nothing but that same great racing. Let the hills of Middle Tennessee start to rumble as we get ready to go green. Once again, this time by, it is the wave lap. John, any ideas, any expectations as we get ready to roll?
All kinds of ideas, no expectations. You never know what's going to happen on this high bank 5/8 track. But you've got track champions up front. You've got young guys with fast cars who are due their first win. It's going to be awesome.
They roll their way through 3 and 4. Hand will be out of every single machine. Get up, ladies and gentlemen. Get
on your
up.
feet.
Go ahead and wave to your favorite driver as we get ready to go green.
Let them know that you're ready to go. They're ready to go. There they are, waving at you. Wave back. Wave your hat, your drink, your baby, whatever you got. And let's go racing for 120 laps, celebrating 120 years.
Lights are out on the top of the safety truck. It's showtime from Middle Tennessee as we get ready to go 120 laps of racing.
Absolutely. You see that Air Force truck pull away from the field, now in the hands of Michael House. Chase Johnson on the outside as they roll through 3 and 4. Gary Davis with the green. And we are underway for 120 laps here at Nashville.
Michael House on the inside lane gets a great lunge to 1 and 2. Chase Johnson on the outside rolls strong and is able to keep it wheel to wheel coming down off exit. Dawson Sutton's got company on the outside lane. That's Austin Wilson. Everyone still holds the wheel to wheel 3.
Great run by Johnson on the outside, able to take that lead away from the pole sitter House and pull away to about a 3-car length lead. Now the battle's for third with Sutton and Wilson.
Man, Wilson wants to go for the squeeze around the machines, but has Michael House just parked on the nose of that Chevrolet. Dawson Sutton to the inside. No surprise here. Jackson Boone all the way back from 6. Now knocks on the door inside the top 5.
Early in this race, Jonathan, these guys know they've got 120 laps to go on these tires. So now they're just going to try to fill these cars out, find a spot, and see what you've got and see where your car works best. As we see Boone now working to the inside, give him P4.
Finds a way around Austin Wilson. Chase Johnson about a 4 or 5 car length advantage there over Michael House. But Dawson Sutton looks to be ready to strike. Climbs the banking of 1 and 2. Looks to the inside of the Michael House machine. No swipe just yet. Back nose to tail. The battle now is for that 5th position. It's the Bolden brother to the inside.
I talked to Chase yesterday, him and Andy, and asked how that car was, and they had 2 words for me: bad fast. And he's showing that right out of the gate as he stretches this lead. And now we see Sutton looking to the inside of former track champion Michael House for the 2nd spot.
Gonna have the advantage to 3 and 4 downstairs on that jagged inside lane. We'll be able to clear off exit. Oh, he just barely made it work. And Michael House slots back to 3rd. We said it earlier on the show. Dawson Sutton will be looking for his first win. I think he's letting the whole world know it's time to get it done.
I'll tell you what, House gave him just a little bit of a break right there as Sutton came across the nose. House backed out, let him have that spot, and now he's under fire from the 7 of Jackson Boone.
114 laps to go in the opening day race. Jackson Boone moves his way into the 3rd position. No surprise here. He is already on the uptick. We talked about it earlier also on the show. He's a driver that understands how important it is to stay out in front, live out in front, if you're going to go ahead and find a track championship. He's found himself in that 3rd position, but he plans on climbing just 2 spots more.
Yeah, I would imagine right now, like I said, Jonathan, all of these drivers want to kind of settle into a pace. They've got to save these tires. They usually go 100 laps. We're going 120, 20% more. So you're going to wait just a little longer on that race to hit this go button. We'll see how these guys can manage these tires and their equipment and who will be there at the end. But right now, Chase Johnson having no problems out front.
Want to go ahead and look at it. Dawson Sutton has cut the lead now to half a second, so it's about 3, maybe 4 car lengths the advantage for Chase Johnson. The big news here, caution laps count in the first 100 laps of this race. So once you get to 20 to go, that's when caution laps do not count. Usually a pro late model feature is about 100 laps. We did 120 because we got 120 years of racing.
Absolutely, a great way to celebrate 120 years here, but these drivers, like I said, they've got their work cut out for them with that additional 20 laps. As we see now, the 9 of Michael Bolden pulling up on that 1 car, looking for that 4th spot.
Now the big thing is here, we know tire saving is going to be big. It is going to be the big talk. We're racing in the day. It's a little bit hotter than our usual Saturday night shows. How do you prepare yourself for when it matters? No competition cautions. If we go green all the way through, we go green all the way through. Dawson Sutton knows how that feels. So does Jackson Boone. Last time we went racing in the day, they went for the win together. Well, guess what? Chase Johnson's got now a mirror full of that Rackley War 26. It's now a car length and a half the difference between the top 2.
And now we see Michael Bolden in that 9 car has made the pass on House as he'll take over that 4th spot. House back to 5th. But again, Jonathan, it's all about maintaining your equipment and tires today. Sutton, we see pulling up on Johnson. Is he running the pace he wants to and being able to close that down, or is he pushing that car maybe just a little too hard too early?
Well, usually when you listen into certain radio spotters, they say, hey, maintain pace. If he closes in a second, okay. Closes in, we're back to about 3 or 4 car lengths, that's totally fine. You want to be there at the end. Leading laps is great. It's amazing for exposure. You want to do that, but you definitely want to be leading that checkered flag. I wouldn't be surprised if they're saying, keep those tires clean. Remember, we have new tires here that Hoosier has brought to the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, the ST1s and the ST2s. The big difference between these tires and last year, the fall off is more consistent, so these drivers are able to predict a little bit better how their tires will feel when there's 80 laps to go, 90 laps to go, 1 to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see these cars going through the corners now. The cars look stuck to the ground, holding the track really well. As this race progresses, we'll start to see those rear ends kick out just a little bit more and a little bit more as the race goes on and these tires go away.
The big news here also is the fact that it's supposed to be making racing a little bit closer. Get this, the entire top 5, top 6, nose to tail into the banking of 1 and 2. Dawson Sutton is just half a car length there to the back end of Chase Johnson. Dogfights, they're getting ready to brew.
Another battle shaping up back in the field. That is Benny Hamlet in that 98 going underneath Boston Oliver. Remember Boston Oliver in that black 38 driving the Emma Brett Fury race car out of Georgia. Blew his engine during media day, was not able to get a new one. So Boston in a foreign car just trying to log some laps, get some points in this first feature of the year.
All the way around this track, drivers nose to tail, most definitely now for the lead. As Dawson Sutton is knocking on the door there. Chase Johnson looks to the inside of turn 2, gets a drive off exit. Does he look for the lunge to 3? No, he's going to back it on off towards the back end of the field. The Boldens have gotten themselves in a situation. Davey Coble under fire, as well as that 99 of Willis.
Yeah, Sutton right there, and now Boone as well, gaining on those front two as we see Dawson Sutton looking to the inside of that 20, down in 3 and 4. I don't think he'll get much resistance from Chase. Chase moves up, lets him by, and maybe lets a 7 by as well.
Yeah, Jackson Boone is there to the inside now. Chase Johnson in a slot for position. The Boone machine is in second. Dawson Sutton went for just a moment. Hey, I got the lead. I'm excited. The back end, that's the number 7 machine. He's battled Jackson Boone in Pensacola. He's battled him at Cordele. He's battled him at Nashville multiple times. The difference between him winning in the last couple of seasons have been that number 7 machine. I guarantee you he's not going to let that 7 by without any type of pressure.
Absolutely. He knows what that 7 can do once he gets out front of this field. So I would imagine Sutton's going to do all he can to keep him behind him. Now we see another battle shaping up. That's Hunter Wright in the 29, looking down low on the 01 of Austin Wilson, and Hamlet right there just waiting for something to happen. Sideways, there's contact. Hunter Wright able to hold on to it as they go 3 wide now down the backstretch. Holy cow.
Man, that is unbelievable. Hamlet down to the inside, right in the middle. Austin Wilson has been in a jam since the drop of the green flag. Either squeezed up into the outside wall, pressure from behind. How they kept that car and pointed in the right direction, I have no idea.
I'm telling you what, Hunter Wright has great car control. He has made some fantastic saves over the year. Going into one, he was almost 45 degrees and was able to drive that car out and not lose but 1 position.
And that's why he was set it up so loosely. I mean, you continue to see him off turn 2. It's like you can see the bottom end of the car.
Yes.
When it's jumping up over the big bumps over there. You look towards the back half of the field, 2-3 machines all lined up. That's Willis Doozer and Daniel Bolden. That's 11th, 12th, and 13th. But definitely keep an eye here on the 29 of Hunter Wright. He sits 7th. He will most likely continue to climb that ladder. He's got the 98 of Hamlet in front of him, but for Benny Hamlet up the 6th. That's one heck of a drive early in the show.
Hey, the Hamlet boys are having a good day. They've got that new Curb Street Records sponsorship, Town and Country Ford, and they are looking to do great things today. His son already with a victory in the limit. He's got one slow up and forward. That is Coble in the 14. Pulls it down to the inside, and he's going to bring it to a stop on the front stretch and bringing out our first caution of the day.
Caution is out, 94 laps to go in round 1 at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Davey Coble talked about it earlier on the show. He is somebody that you expect to be here week in and week out and just bring it home all together, but clearly something went wrong underneath that machine. While that was all going down, Jackson Boone knocking on the door there at Dawson Sutton. They were getting ready to clash it out to the high banks of 1 and 2. Timely yellow. What do you do now while things kind of calm down and you think, okay, I saved my tires. We're going to waste about maybe 6-7 laps here under yellow. So how aggressive do you get? Well, if I'm right now looking at this, I'm on the right, I'm 7th, apply the pressure. Jackson Boone historically has been an aggressive driver. That's why he continues to win. He puts drivers in situations, forces them into mistake. A lot of etiquette, a lot of respect out of that driver. He knows how to straddle that line without going over it. For Dawson Sutton, the big thing is, okay, yeah, try to go out there and gap the guys, but can you defend with that 7 on your outside lane if he elects to choose it there on the choose cone?
Yeah, all of these guys obviously coming into the race have a game plan as to how they want to run this race. But as you know, the race will dictate your game plan at times. So you may come in wanting to do this or that, but you find yourself in a position and other cars, what they're doing, you're going to have to adjust on the fly and see it to get yourself to the front. As we see the 24 car now has stopped down toward turn 1 at the entrance to the pits. And I think, Jonathan, that may be it for the Aussie in his first start here at Nashville.
Tyler DeLegge racing for Rackley War. I don't know if he wants to pull it to the inside or what, but they have definitely had that car stop to the entrance of turn 1.
Well, it looked like he lost power, Jonathan. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get on you, but
No, he's back going.
Oh, okay. Well, there he must have.
Hate to cut you off
maybe
there.
maybe switched over to the backup, but I saw him slow down the front stretch and then just came to a stop. It looked like he was aiming to take that car to the back pits. Maybe they switched it over to the backup and got his power back underway. We'll see. But he looks to be okay right now.
Yeah, that's great news.
Yeah.
91 laps to go. You get 90 this time by. I said they'll probably knock off 6-7 laps, or maybe restart at about 85, 86 laps to go. Dawson Sutton doing a great job getting on out there. What a way it would be if he can get his first career win today.
Yeah.
I continue to talk about that. He's due. He should have won last year. He's come so close so many times, but he's got good old Jackson Boone right behind him. And how many wins is that 7 taken away from guys? I mean, we're about to say, oh, this guy's about to get his first win. Jackson Boone comes on in. I mean, he's a great driver. He's a stout driver, former track champion. If you beat him, oh, that says a lot.
That's saying something for sure. We know that he knows how to save his stuff. We'll see if Dawson can do the same and be there at the end as we see Coble's car being pulled away. That's a shame. Davey, a regular here at Nashville, obviously not under power there, and will retire early.
Working around this racetrack, ladies and gentlemen, while you have the opportunity, go down on the concourse, get yourself something to eat. We'll be ready to go back racing here in just a matter of moments. But this is a race you will want to see the checkered flag in.
Absolutely.
The young driver, Dawson Sutton, 2023 Rookie of the Year champion, almost won the track championship last year without winning a race, versus Jackson Boone, the savvy veteran. Chase Johnson sitting there in third. He's also looking for his first win. Another young, bold driver. Knows how to get it done. But how about Mr. Bolden, old Michael Bolden, ready to go after it as well. Lined up. Michael Howes, he's fast. Just didn't get that start that he wanted to. But is he saving tires? Once again, the veterans know how to race in the day a lot better historically at this track. Oh, the abrasive surface. What do you want to go for? Choose cone. Sutton to the outside. Boone on the bottom.
Yeah, and opposed to the quarter mile now in the 5/8, these guys will basically just alternate, just like they do in NASCAR. One outside, one inside, because there's three different lines distinctly on this track. So you don't necessarily have to do the inside. As we saw Sutton, he had the first choice and took the outside.
Lights back on the top of the U.S. Air Force safety car, and we'll get ready to go back green. They will line up 2 by 2 the way they have it right now. So it's going to be Dawson Sutton on the outside, Jackson Boone on the bottom, Chase Johnson on the outside. That's back for third. Good old Bolden back there in fourth. Michael Howes in that fifth position. Benny Hamlet, Hunter Wright, Austin Wilson lines up and gets ready to go at it. You know, I want to point something out. For Boston Oliver, this is not his original car. He's not doing too bad out there in the top 9.
Yeah, not doing too bad at all. And a top 10 would be a win for him today in that Emma Brett Fury race car. So out of 3 and 4, pace car pulls off. It's Jackson Boone and Dawson Sutton on the front row. And then the restart zone we go back to green.
Dawson Sutton, great drive on that outside lane. Jackson Boone on the bottom has wheel to wheel now with the 20 of Chase Johnson. Not able to get away just yet. That being the 26 machine, all back nose to tail for the top 3.
Good racing in the middle of the field, down into 3, the top 3 single file. Now the race is for 4th. That's Bolden on the inside. Michael House to the outside with Hamlet and Oliver right behind them.
Jackson Boone managing the bumps in 1 and 2, gets the drive off 1 and 2 now and heads his way down the backstretch. Top 3, it looks like they're in a class of their own now because, well, how about it? Michael Howes on the outside lane, giving everything he can there to the Michael Bolden machine. That's wheel to wheel for 4th. You got Hamlet back there in 5th, watching it on as Hunter Wright navigates through the 38 machine. Boston Oliver on the outside of turn 2.
That's working out really well for Michael House. He is one of those cars that likes to drive that second line. You'll see a lot of these cars in that first lane through the corners. House likes to keep it just about a half a lane up, and it makes really good time up there. So you'll see him right here. He moves up almost fully into that second lane and makes good time. We'll see if he can catch these top three.
Well, John, I want to actually feed off that. You're a driver. You've been in this situation before. 88 laps to go in this race. What are you thinking here? Are you saving tires? Or if you get to the back bumper of someone, do you get aggressive?
Well, if you get there and you can make the pass, fine. But the number one thing right now, Jonathan, is finding a groove, finding where your car feels good, where it wants to work, without you spinning or sliding these tires. Because that is paramount right now, as we see Hamlet pull right up to the back of Bolden back there in that fifth spot. But yeah, it's all about maintaining equipment, and then about, I'd say lap 80, you're going to hit the go button, and it's time to go.
Corey Doozer jumps up a spot. He's up to 12th. Next in line for him is going to be Chad Willis. The big thing is just positioning. Where can you put yourself in position to hold on to your car coming down off exit? Big news, Jackson Boone back at the end. There are the 26 of Dawson Sutton. They're nose to tail off too.
We know that Jackson knows how to get it done, knows how to save his equipment and get to the front at the same time, as he's making time up here on Dawson Sutton. Sutton continuing to lead. I think right now Chase Johnson just happy to sit right there in third. A lot of room in front, a lot of room in back. Just maintain pace, and we'll see what happens later on this race as we work lap 41, 1/3 of the way through this 120 lap race.
The big thing about the top two is that they're both having different entries down into turn one. So originally, earlier in the show, we were mostly in the day. We're now in the late afternoon hours. Part of the track is starting to be shaded. And last time by, Jackson Boone went into turn one with a big move to the back end of the 26. But Sutton got the drive off. It's so important to navigate through the center of the corner because Nashville is such a tight track. It's 18 degrees of banking. You got a lot to work with here. If you can get the inside lane to work and you can manage your exit speed, you're going to be in really good shape. Top two still about 1 car length the difference. Chase Johnson there in third. He's about, 4 or 5 car lengths back. No point in pushing it right now. You got to think of a new strategy. You still have less than 85 laps to go. So managing, understanding what position you're in, I believe every driver on this track has a different strategy.
Absolutely. Now we see a good race battling. Back here in the back, Doozer underneath the 99 of Chad Willis. Chad driving that Fetcho prepared car. And give that position to Doozer. And now Michael Bolden in that 09 looking to get past Willis as well as we work lap 44.
75 laps to go in this race. That's what they're telling us. Top two down on the inside, Jackson Boone, Dawson Sutton. I think those are going to be the main characters here tonight, as you've already seen. Now, once again, 20 laps to go. Cautions do not count for laps. It's only within the first 100 laps of this race. What do you do to manage your equipment? Because we saw last year as well, top contenders dropping out due to a bad situation.
Yeah, we'll see. This race kind of, for me, has the feel of a long green flag runs. We've only had one caution, and that was due to a parts failure for Coble. But, yeah, these guys are kind of minding their P's and Q's. They're taking care of their equipment, and we'll see what happens as we come down to the end of this one. Still, it's Sutton, Boone, Johnson, House, and Bolden, your top 5.
72 laps to go from the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. They've all lined up to the inside now. That one machine of Michael House is starting to pick a different line, starting to see tires become a big situation. We've always talked about this track being known for tearing and chewing tires up. Well, definitely the lap times and the speeds have significantly dropped on off. Top two, they're in their own bubble. Chase Johnson, Michael Howes, they're starting to close into their own situation. But don't leave out Michael Bolden. He was here a year ago, and he almost got the first win in these type of conditions.
Yeah, the Bolden boys, like we said, always run good here, especially in these hot, slick conditions. They know this track like the back of their hand. We'll see if he can get up there and battle for the lead before this one's over.
Let's go ahead and run down what we have here. Davey Coble, Brett Robinson, John Bradley, Tyler DeLegge back there in 13th, Austin Wilson. Check that. That was the wrong information, but we got a battle for the lead.
Here we go. Jackson Boone just one car length off of Dawson Sutton as they work their way through 3 and 4. Just clicking off lap 51. But Boone is there. And we'll see if that makes Dawson push his car just a little bit harder and wear just those tires out just a little bit more. Now we see Jackson pull right up to the rear bumper.
Yeah, he looked to the inside and he's ready to pounce. That 26 machine has got a mirror full of the 7. Sutton on the bottom. Boone looking back to the inside. Couldn't get it to work on that end of the speedway. They're back into the shading and the dogfight is on for the lead.
He is on him now, Ramus. Boone all over the back end of Dawson Sutton. I'm not sure Sutton's going to be able to hold him off for very much longer.
It's going to be tough.
And they have kind of pulled away and separated themselves from the rest of this field.
Well, they got to push now. You don't want to lose that spot. If you're the Dawson Sutton machine, if you're Jackson Boone, you know if you can get out in front of, right now, the tough contender of the Rackley War 26, you're looking good towards the end of this race. Laps continue to click off. Chevy, Toyota, 1-2. Dawson Sutton, your race leader for now, but Jackson Boone's ready to take it away.
So they've kind of paired off here. It's Sutton and Boone, then it's Chase, Johnson, and House, and then Bolden and Hamlet. So just kind of, like we said, getting in that rhythm, hitting those marks. But I'm going to tell you what, Dawson Sutton has got a mirror full of Jackson Boone right now.
We're going to read off the top 10 here just for now. Chad Willis, Corey Deucer, Boston Oliver, Hunter Wright, Benny Hamlet. Top 5, Michael Bolden, Michael House, Chase Johnson, Jackson Boone. Dawson Sutton, your race leader, but not by much. They have stuck nose to tail now for the last 4 or 5 laps. You got 63 laps to go in this event, and what can you do to hold off the hard-charging Jackson Boone 7? Well, Sutton goes to the outside, Boone to the inside. Battle for the lead to turn 3.
Yeah, I think Sutton may have just had to burp it just coming up on Bradley, and that was just enough for Jackson Boone to grab the lead, and he will take that away from Sutton. So put Boone up front, Sutton back to second, and Chase Johnson still maintaining that 3rd position.
Jackson Boone, new race leader, looking to make quick work and pace over the driver sitting 2nd on back. Dawson Sutton in that 2nd position, now dropping back to maybe about a car length and a half. I want to keep an eye here on Chase Johnson and Michael House. They're nose to tail by about 2, maybe 3 car lengths. Michael House slowly is getting a pace to what he likes. This track is definitely forming in well to the Silver Bullet, sitting in the 4th position.
Yeah, an interesting perspective from those 2 drivers. Chase Johnson, the young 17-year-old, as track champion on the quarter mile, moved up to the late models, is due that first win. And then you've got Michael House, the veteran, the champion, knows how to work these tires, work this track. So it's going to be interesting to watch these 2 finish out this race. But meanwhile, Jackson Boone, once he got around that 26, started to pull away just a little bit, Ramus. Now he can set the pace.
Keep an eye on Michael Bolden. He just had a big old hand over fist moment off turn number 2, and that's allowed the Hamlet machine to close on in. That's going to be the battle for the 5th place position. It's tough to manage the transition. We've talked about it over the last couple of years. But the big news is Hamlet's looking to the inside there, but Michael Bolden not able to get it done. Bolden, the late break to turn 1.
Yeah, Hamlet just gave him a little bit of a tap last time down in 3 and 4 and said, "Hey, Michael, I'm here." As you can see him trying to look low. You know, he's going to give him that bump maybe 1 or 2 more times, and then he's going to take that position. I think Hamlet's fired up and ready for this 2024 season with those new sponsors.
4 drivers, they look to be under a blanket. That's for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Hamlet, man, new car look, sponsors, decals. Well, he looks race ready indeed for this 2024 campaign. Ready to make quick work here. Michael Bolden, another look to the inside. Don't think it's going to work just yet for that Ford Fusion. Michael Bolden, another late break. What is Michael House going to do of Chase Johnson? We said it once again in times past. The veterans are usually the most patient ones. He continues to itch into the Chase Johnson advantage. At some time, they're going to go ahead and be back nose to tail.
Well, Chase Johnson has been the class so far this year. He's had the speed in practice and track rentals. Every time we've looked, Chase Johnson has been the fastest car. And I think right now, Jonathan, He's just kind of pacing himself and waiting for the end of this race to play out.
54 laps to go here in the opening day 120 Pro Late Model feature at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. They've stretched on out. There's still a lot of racing left to go. Jackson Boone last year lost the track championship by 1 point. That is it. You know that has been staying in his mind all of winter, heading into the spring. Right now, an advantage over just about a second around where Dawson Sutton is sitting. A lot of racing still left to go. You got 53 laps left of this event. Tires, tires, tires. Can you manage? Can you save? Can you hold on? I'll say about 25 laps to go. We'll have a really good understanding of how this is going to work.
You know, talking to most of these drivers, Jonathan, with a 100-lap race, they wait right around till lap 60, 65 to hit that go button. Now you're going to have to wait another 20 laps or so to hit that button. If you hit it too early, by the time we get to the end of this race, you're not going to have anything left to race with.
Yeah, that's going to be the big thing to look at. Sun continuing to set here on this beautiful Sunday afternoon from Middle Tennessee. This is the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Jackson Boone opening up the lead even more over Dawson Sutton. One slow on the front stretch. That was the 44 machine. That would be John Bradley. Gets it back together, and we stay green.
Thank you very much. I apologize, but there's a couple things that I forgot to get in today.
All right.
One is
rolling around this racetrack was so close to a track championship back in 2022. Had one of the greatest finishes at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. It was a photo finish. Him and Dylan Fetshow went at it. It was a great run all the way back to the checkered flag. Right now, he is currently slotted in the 7th position. Mostly just trying to maintain pace, but as of right now, it is all the Jackson Boone show up front with 49 laps to go.
Jackson Boone has really pulled away from Sutton now. We're talking about 10, 12 car lengths with 72 laps in. Now he can set the pace.
And the big battle right now is going to be still for what looks to be the 5th position. Michael Bolden, Benny Hamlin, they're back nose to tail, Chevy versus Ford. Hamlin's looked to the inside a couple of times. He really hasn't been able to get the drive that he's wanted off exit because Michael Bolden's just so good at defending on corner entry. It puts Hamlin in just such a tough situation.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Taking away that line, basically. Now we see your leaders into 1 and 2. Chase Johnson just now crossing the start-finish line. So quite a gap now between 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place.
46 laps to go here from the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Round 1 of 9 here on the season for the Pro Late Models. Jackson Boone, Dawson Sutton, Chase Johnson, Michael House, top 4. Michael Bolden, top 5. Benny Hamlin, Hunter Wright, Boston Oliver, Corey Doozer, all lined up in that top 9.
See one car slowed down in 3 and 4, headed to the pits. That looks to be the 09 of Daniel Bolden. So Daniel having an issue coming down pit road slowly there as we stay green here, running lap 76.
Whoa, what a shave.
Again.
Hunter Wright, and we talked about he's so good at just having that car stay as free as possible because he has great handling, but he just nearly lost it down off turn 4.
He is hanging the rear end of that car out. He does it every race. And now, Jonathan, is when we're going to see these cars start to get a little loose coming off these corners. Those rear tires starting to go away just a little bit. Hunter Wright already showing that. And the more sideways you get, the hotter the tires get, the harder it is to drive these Pro Late Models.
43 laps to go. We 42 this time by. Jackson Boone is going to try to make quick work there. The number 99 machine. That's Chad Willis up in front of him. What did you save if you're Dawson Sutton and allowing the 7 on by? That's going to be the big question here.
That will be the question as we see Jackson now passing Willis, putting him a lap down. And that gap between the 7 and the 26 is kind of stabilized right now. Again, we see another pass, Michael House, now going by Chase Johnson. Give Michael House the 3rd place spot.
Yeah, Dawson Sutton has definitely stopped the bleeding. Now the opportunity is at hand to move on forward. Jackson Boone on the inside there at turn 4. He knows he has a lap machine in between him and the driver in 2nd. The Rackley War machine still holding on. I don't think it's over just yet. 40 laps to go. Usually when you see that 7 out in front, it's tough to pass him. I think Dawson Sutton's got one more thing up his sleeve to possibly find victory lane.
Good racing now down the back stretch. House trying to pull away from Johnson as Bolden now in that 9 car looks to the inside of Chase Johnson. They go door to door down the front straight, and we'll give Bolden the 4th place. Johnson back to 5th.
Oh man, look at this. Hamlet's gonna go to the inside with a squeeze, shoves Johnson up near the outside wall. Keep it straight for now, coming down off exit, but man, it may have been just a 1/4 inch from the right side of the 20 of Chase Johnson and into the outside retaining wall.
Good close quarters racing here at Nashville on the high banks this Sunday afternoon. We have a good one going on. This is more of a chess match now, Jonathan. It's not so much beating and banging, but it's how you position your car on the track, how you're saving your equipment, and what are you going to have here in about 20 laps.
Well, you can just look at every corner of this racetrack. The rubber is built up well, but down into 1 and 2, I'm starting to see the top 2 machines really give away from that inside lane. Maybe just about a lane up from others. So keep an eye on that. I see Jackson Boone once again, once he gets in the shade, he's not running that yellow line. It's that dotted white line that makes the difference between the inside groove and lane 2.
So watching back in the field, I see Bolden, Hamlet, and Johnson working their way around the lap machine there of Austin Wilson in the 01. Meanwhile, Michael House, now that he made the pass on Bolden, is really starting to pick up his pace. His lap time's very steady right now.
Yeah, they're very steady indeed. He's only, well, I'm not going to say only, he's 7.5 seconds back, but with about 35 laps to go and this being a day race, you can still see that big drop off. Now, the ST1s and the ST2s are not meant to have big drop off. They're meant to be very consistent, but a 120 lap feature at this type of racetrack, it's the first time they have tried it under race pace, so we really don't know what to expect when we get to 20, 15, 10 laps remaining.
Yeah, exactly. These guys can test these new cars, but these new tires, but until they put them into race mode, you really don't know how long they're going to last, because they don't run 120 consecutive laps in a practice session.
Right. Corey Deucer has worked his way up to 8th. Want to keep that in mind. He's going to get ready to make possibly quick work of Hunter Wright, because Wright just cannot get the corners right off exit. He's so loose.
Hunter thinks it's a dirt track out here. He is sideways out of every corner, and we know he likes to run that loose setup. He's comfortable doing that, but it makes my heart drop just about every time he comes out of a corner, because he is hanging that rear end out. As we see now, Austin Wilson in the 01 pull it on the pit road, so Austin looks like he has an issue and may be done for the day.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see. So keep an eye there for the battle for 7th. Corey Deucer in the 14th. He's in the Ford machine heading down to turns 1 and 2. Hunter Wright, he's on the inside lane in that 29 machine. Such an iconic paint scheme. Do you think he has it set up that way because he likes it, or does he think that's the fastest type of setup? I mean, it's shown to go to victory lane in times past, but that big slide off turn 2 lost so much time to Corey Deucer. I mean, Deucer's ready to go ahead and even look back to the outside coming off exit.
Yeah, well, that's what amazes me, is because the more that you hang these rear ends out and spin these tires off the corner, the more rubber you're losing. The hotter the tire gets, the slicker it gets, the worse it is to drive. But for Hunter Wright, it seems like the norm. You know, he is so comfortable doing that. And as we say that, he's moving in toward Chase Johnson for that next spot.
Yeah, for a moment it looked like he was just losing time to Deucer. He's actually gaining time to the driver up in front of him. Chase Johnson had a great qualifying effort. He's now up to, or should we say back to the 6th position. Here's the fight for 7th. Hunter Wright, Corey Deucer. Deucer almost got him to the inside coming off exit. Swings wide of 1 and 2 to get the drive off that corner. Oh, looks bottom. Not going to work. Still about half a car lane.
Now we're getting some separate battles. Looking out of turn 4, here's Hamlet down to the inside of Bolden in that 9 car. Benny Hamlet in the 98 has run a very nice race, very consistent, and now he's working his way toward the front. Give Hamlet that 4th place spot.
Well, that goes on. Here comes Deucer to the bottom. Oh, man, about maybe a couple inches off the back bumper. Hunter Wright's able to slam the door shut on the bottom. And Deucer, all that momentum he had, just lost crossing the start-finish line.
It only takes one little slip. You work so hard to get so much track position. One slip, Jonathan, will take that all away, and all that for naught. And now you've got to go back and try to get it again.
Down to about 25 laps to go, and Jackson Boone still has over a second lead. Not by much, but for the most part, Dawson Sutton has not been able to go ahead and creep in the way he's liked. They're still both on the straightaways. It's maybe 6, 7 car lengths separating the top two. For third, you got to go all the way back, and Hunter Wright way up the track. That car is just ill handling right now.
Well, I'm telling you, I think maybe his tires are completely gone, Jonathan. He went into 3, and that car went up 3 lanes, holding it down a little better there than 1 and 2. But you can see he is all over the place in that 29 car.
Well, he's definitely torn up the right rear. I mean, when you're sliding all that much through the exit of a corner, your right rear has got to be absolutely destroyed. Corey Deuser found his way through. Get ready, because Boston Oliver is going to be there. Matter of fact, Oliver's got to deal with the Aussie Tyler DeLegge to the inside as they go back side by side, coming off turn number 2. With the 29, it's kind of just brace and hold on for the next 22 laps.
Nice pass by the 24, Tyler DeLegge. His first race here at Nashville, and from what I understand, possibly his first race in a late model. You got to give it to that guy. He is running in the top 10 here at Nashville, and that is no easy feat.
So 21 laps to go for the Jackson Boone number 7. It's not over. Dawson Sutton has closed in, and I mean big time. Half a second, that's the difference for the lead.
Well, now is the time to go. We are 20 laps away.
There's
no holding back, sir. Whatever you've got to put it on the table right now. Sutton obviously is doing that. Let's see if Boone can hold him off. Boone very slow out of the corner, and here comes Sutton.
Sutton to the inside. Boone goes for the squeeze. That's a 3 and 4. Tight-knit racing for that top spot. Chevrolet, and it's Rackley War back top of the board.
Caution.
And 1 around. That's Bradley in the 44.
Bradley.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, my.
Oh, wow.
Did the caution come out when Dawson Sutton got to the line to take the lead? I don't think so. I saw him slow down off 4. I was worried.
Exactly.
Did he lose a tire for a moment? But there was obviously the caution. I think Jackson Boone's going to be the race leader. Dawson Sutton was saving, man.
Awesome. And now the 29 car that we've been watching dirt track this thing all day is in.
Look at the Hoosier tire lettering. It's all off on the right side. We have a treat from Middle Tennessee. It's 19 laps to go, so caution laps now do not count. We're going to have a 19-lap fight to the checkered flag. This is what racing's all about on a Sunday afternoon.
We have set it up for 100 laps now, Ramus, and it's going to be an old school 20-lap shootout.
It's going to be 20 now. They're going to go ahead and take back the 19.
Okay, there you go.
Wow.
But it's going to be a good one, man. While we got just a second, let's just talk about, folks, if you like racing here in Middle Tennessee, make sure you get up and check out Highland Rim Speedway. Jerry Criswell and his folks have done a good job up there. They'll be starting their season here soon, so make sure you get up there and see those guys. Also, we want to remind you that the Tennessee Highway Safety Office reminds us never to drink and drive. You know, race fans don't let race fans drive drunk. So when we get after this race, if you've had a couple of pops, you let us know, you let somebody know, you call somebody, and we'll get you home safe. Whew, we'll take a breath,
Gotta catch it.
put on a little music, and we'll wind up this pro late model race from Nashville.
I want to say hello to you guys. I'm sorry. We've been so focused, dude. This is going to be crazy. This is going to be amazing. This is John Nix, by the way, for the ones watching. We got about 121.
Hey, what's up,
watching back
guys?
home. The NASCAR race is still going on. They let me know. It's like, oh, no, I thought we were going to time it.
Don't tell me what happens, I take.
This is going to be a great finish, man. I knew. I was like, how did he not lose that much time? Because usually he would be like 3 or 4 seconds back. I look up. Oh, my gosh, he's right there.
Sutton, he must have saved, really. I mean, because Jackson got real slow right there off, too.
I felt so bad. I was saying lap times, this thing completely crashed on me in the middle of the race. But now, it's back now.
Okay.
Oh, man. Because usually what I do is I look here and I look out to get the exact lap times to know who to talk about.
Right.
So I had to start looking up, but oh, this is going to be great. All right, you ready to go back?
Here we go. 20 laps, shootout.
A 20-lap shootout to call the race for the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. Jackson Boone, race leader, he has control, chooses the outside lane on the choose cone. Inside, Dawson Sutton. Outside, Michael House. Inside, Benny Hamlet. That's road number 2. This is what it all comes down to right here, right now.
Like a 20-lap heat race, Jonathan. Everybody's got to be up on that wheel right now as they enter the restart zone. We're back to green. Boone, Sutton, door to door through in turn 1.
That 26 will not allow the 7 to get away. He slides him up the track of 1 and 2. Jackson Boone gets the drive down off exit. Will clear the Rackley War 26 by about half a car length. Here comes Michael Howes in third.
House into third. Hamlet right there in fourth, and the battle on for fifth. Give that to Bolden right now. But up front, it's Boone and Sutton like it's been all day. Boone, a 1-car advantage.
But Dawson Sutton gets the drive off exit, gets in the back end there. Jackson Boone looks to the bottom, goes for the sweep, slides him up the track. Watch out, Michael Howes is going to try to sneak through the middle. Jackson Boone from first to fourth, just coming off that final corner.
Boone, obviously a problem. Backing up through this field, everybody going by on the inside. We saw him slow out of 2 last time by. And he definitely has a problem, Jonathan, with that car now back to 7th.
Yeah, has to go wheel to wheel at the 24, but don't look now. It's the silver bullet. Michael Howes is there and is licking his chops. He knows it's feeding time at the zoo and go time. 17 laps to go. Car length the advantage for Dawson Sutton. Is the first career win in hand, or is Michael Howes going to steal it away?
I'll tell you what, you do not want to look in that rearview and see Michael Howes coming at you. Because like we said, a former track champion.
Something is terribly wrong with
Yes.
Jackson Boone. Look at that.
Way off the pace, Jonathan. Way off the pace. Not sure what's going on with Boone, whether that's a tire. He may have a tire going down. I believe that's probably what's happening.
For the second year in a row, Jackson Boone will have an issue in the opening day race battle for the lead. Here comes Michael Howes, former track champion at the back end of the Rookie of the Year.
Boy, this is shaping up to be a barn burner. House right on Sutton. And don't look now, but there's Benny Hamlet, the old wily veteran, sitting right there in third, waiting for that opportunity to jump out and steal a win here in Nashville.
The little team that could, they're in that third position on opening day with 14 laps to go. What a race we have from Middle Tennessee. Howes in second, car length back there to Dawson Sutton. Benny Hamlet, 4 car lengths back. I'm telling you, if that 98 goes to victory lane, it will be a party like we've never seen.
Him and his son victorious in the same day? Oh my gosh. The Hamlet family would go crazy, but right now he's got work to do because this race between Sutton and House is really going to heat up with these 12 laps left.
12 laps to go, as previously mentioned, will be sticks on the board this time by. No, check that, back to 12. 12 laps to go. Top 3, nose to tail, well under a second of each other into the banking of 1 and 2. Dawson Sutton is going to have to mirror drive like he's never mirror driven before. Howes in second, closing that gap. Calm, collective. Now it's 11 to go.
I'll tell you what, these 3 are strung out here, but back behind them, there's a little small hornet's nest here with Bolden, the Aussie, and Dozier mixing it up right here for that 4th place spot as they go door to door through 1 and 2.
Yeah, they laid on each other big time up the banking and off the exit at turn 2. Allows Corey Dozier to sneak on through. How about that for the 14, staying calm and making up spots towards the tail end of this race. Up to 6, finds his way back to the start-finish line. Michael Howes, advantage off turn number 2. The battle for the lead, still 1 car length of difference.
How about the Aussie in the 24, Tyler DeLegge in 4th place, running a great race, maintaining. I'm very impressed with him, Jonathan. But right now, this is where the race is. The 1 car, the 26 car, and then the 98 just waiting for a chance.
Yeah, this is it right here. This is what you've come to see on a Sunday afternoon. Howes up the track, wants to drive off exit. He's going to get it. Closes in little by little. By little, he's trying every move he can. You talked about a chess match. I think it's down to what's left, and it's the final kings on the board. Howes is still there, but Dawson Sutton will continue to keep that rear end on the nose of the 1.
House running that familiar line through the corners. Watch him just about a half a lane up, allowing that car to roll through the center and very consistently inching his way towards that 26 with 7 laps left.
This is what you have right here, all on the table. What's next? Soon will be the checkered flag. Dawson gives the inside lane advantage. Howes is there. Looks to the bottom for the sweep. Looks to the outside for the run. Nowhere to go, coming down off turn 2.
House getting a great run off of these corners, really sucking up to the back bumper of that 26 car. Now Sutton keeping a nice pretty wheel down low, and here comes House once again, right to the bumper.
Oh, he lifted the tires up. House to the inside. Sutton with the squeeze. It's not over. The fight for the win off turn 2. Michael Howes in the silver bullet. New race leader with 5 laps to go.
If Sutton has a chance to win this race, he's going to have to get back to the bumper, because I'm telling you, Michael House will pull away if you do not get to him.
Unbelievable stuff. He's pulling away now. This is looking great. You look in the stands, claps, cheers going around from so many. 4 laps to go. It's a new paint scheme. It's the same great sponsor. Former track champion trying to shut him down with 3 to go.
The U.S. Tank #1 machine, the Silver Bullet's what we're calling that machine. Beautiful car, the Cryogenics sponsored machine, now pulling away about 4 car lengths from Sutton. I just don't think Sutton can get back to him, Ramos.
No, I don't think so either. I think it's just going to slip away with him with 2 laps to go.
What a great race those guys have run today. Hamlet as well. Hamlet right there in 3rd. The Aussie hanging on to 4th. Doozer now cracking that top 5.
They'll work their way through 3 and 4 this time by to get the 1 to go. All eyes on the top 3 drivers. How about it for Michael Howes?
Absolutely. One more time around for House for this feature race tonight. Jonathan, bring them home, my friend.
In 2018, he won the track championship here at this track. In 2024, he's going to win the opening day 120 at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. The veteran outclasses the rookie. Michael Howes victorious in Middle Tennessee.
And look at this crowd go wild. He's
They're
the local
loving it.
favorite. They are hooping, hollering, waving hats, waving hands. Congratulations, champ. Michael House taking the first victory here at Nashville in 2024. What a great race, John.
I love that silver bullet. He was just as fast as Sterling was back in the day here.
Oh, my goodness. That is beautiful. That is beautiful to see. Michael House,
Did you
your
ask for a better
winner.
day?
No, you could not. Folks, we see you filing out. Hang around, listen to this interview. It's going to be great. We're so glad you're here today. On behalf of Jonathan Ramos, I'm John Nix. Those of you watching on Racing America, thank you for being in. And we will see you at our next race next month. Jonathan, man,
Oh, yeah.
what a day.
What a day. Adam Mackey's down there with Michael Howes. It's victory time in Victory Lane. Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable race. So many smiles in the grandstands. We can't wait to see you in 2 weeks.
Right.
As we're going in for round 2. And Michael Howes, he may be a favorite for the championship.
I'll tell you what, son, he looked awful good today. Don't forget, we'll have those Crown Vics this year. Make sure you come see those guys. What a class that will be here at Nashville. And, of course, all of our pro late model drivers will be back to do battle once again on the high banks.
Let's go in and throw it down to Adam Mackey, who is in Victory Lane with our winner. That was sick. That was awesome, man. I hope you guys like that, man. I was
awesome.
like, please just give us a good race.
Wow, man.
I can't believe that, man.
Boone, he got loose out of
I know.
like 2 or 3 times.
I always wanted, I forgot, so it's my fault. I want a ending for us, like a show, like a Disney. I mean,
Let's do it.
goodbye, have a safe trip
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
Let's do it. Heck
See
yeah.
you back here our next race, and then there's always like New York. We want to signal a branded thing when they're leaving.
Country
New
Road,
York,
Take Me Home is a good
I
one.
had Delta Dawn that just played, but we got more. We got
We need 3 or 4 of them,
Dixie
okay?
Land of Light. Heck yeah, let's do it.
You
That's
got
how I want people to leave here.
it. You got
Awesome, let's do it. I'm hyped. I'm pumped. That's
it.
awesome.
That was freaking awesome.
Whew, man, and I'm tired too, man. I got in so
I
late
bet
from
you're
Bristol.
tired, dude.
Oh,
Somebody gonna? Okay, you got.
Yeah, he's getting Victor
Yeah,
Lane
Mackey's
right now.
Just make sure there's never no dead time.
the great Adam Mackey. That's awesome, man. Mission accomplished. I mean, we had great racing all the
That was
way
awesome, dude.
around. That's gonna be a YouTube short if the audio's good. I want to point that out. That was so
Good racing,
sick.
dude.
Oh man. If I made any mistakes, I'll definitely watch back and listen. For the ones that are wondering, I'm running on about 4 hours of sleep. I got in really late from Bristol.
Cut him a little
Got
slack.
me a little slack here. Bristol is nowhere near Nashville. It might be in the same state, but it's not near us.
And you folks need to be here at Nashville.
You do.
Come down here and
You know,
go
we
some
got
races.
he told us to do a post-race show. We got a crowd right here.
Gotta have you live here, man. Go honky tonkin' racing.
Yeah, that's John Nix, ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering.
Yeah. We're gonna have some fun this year.
John, you want to promote your socials?
No.
No?
I don't have socials.
No, maybe not your Facebook.
Yeah. You can look me up, John Nix on Facebook.
There we go.
Nix, yeah, look me up. Give me a shout on the messenger. Let me know you watched us here live today on replay, however you're watching us.
All right, do we have the winners listed? Let's. You have a pen? Oh, I got a pen. Okay.
Yeah.
So list the winners. House. Faulkner won the Legend Semi-Pro. I'm trying to remember. To look back, usually when one race gets done, I go to the next
Yeah,
one.
I don't remember the winners, to be honest.
All right, we'll talk about the pros. The pros is the big thing right there. Not underestimating the quarter mile. The quarter mile is fantastic. But we were just so caught up in this one. This is what we had to focus on.
Jerry, must be something about that silver. Like Starling's.
Do you think we can get Michael Howes up here or Jackson Boone maybe? No, I don't think Jackson wants to talk. Dude, that's 2 years in a row. I feel so bad.
I know it, man.
I love that family. They're so cool.
So fast.
One of the nicest people to talk to. You ever go to Nashville? You can go on the racetrack at the end of the race. It's automatic. You ever get an opportunity to talk to Jackson Boone, one of the nicest dudes you'll ever meet. I think one day you're going to see him on a big show like NASCAR, Truck, Xfinity Cup. At some point you will. So a lot of these names, remember these names. Dawson Sutton as well.
And remember, these kids are 18, 19, 20.
Right. Ready?
I was ready to go, baby.
Thanks, Adam. Well, it was a great time. Let's recap this race. 120 laps of racing here at the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. It got electric. Hard racing early on, and then you talked about it, the chess match. It was all about what can you save. We're looking around at different battles. Dawson Sutton at one point, a second and a half back, trailing nearly 2 seconds. 30 seconds later, he's on the back bumper of Jackson Boone. Michael Howes, 7.5 seconds back at one point. I want to point that out. 7.5 seconds is nearly half a track back.
Right.
Gets back in the game and goes and gets the win.
Well, let me tell you, I've been watching Michael Howes win races and championships at this track. And that line that he runs, which is just about a half a lane higher, I believe, Jonathan, helps him save those tires and maintain speed and allowed him to win this race today. That's what a veteran does.
And we talked about it. Was today going to be about the veterans? You know how to maintain tires. You know how to maintain situations like you had. It's a hot track. It's nice out there hanging out in the grandstands. You got the shade. It's nice and cool. But on the racetrack, you have to add at least another 10, 20 degrees to the track surface. And this old, worn-out surface, if you've raced here for years, you'll have the advantage. I think that's exactly what we saw out of the Michael Howes machine.
Absolutely. Congratulations to Howes. What a great job. What a great race. A shout out to Benny Hamlin in that 98. A top 5. His son Peyton gets the win today. A great day of racing for the Hamlet family. Loving seeing that. Our newcomers did well. Chad Willis, the Aussie, did a great job. Tyler DeLegge.
We hope to see him back.
Man,
Please
I
come
hope to
back.
see
He did
him.
a great
Yeah.
job.
You know, we didn't think he was going to be able to do much. And what do you know? A top 4 finish for the Aussie. So, great job. Folks, again, so glad to have you here. If you've had a couple of pops, let somebody know. Let me know. Let Jonathan, somebody, call an Uber. You know why? Because race fans don't let race fans drive drunk. For Jonathan Ramos, I'm John Nix. And on behalf of all the staff here at Nashville Track Enterprises, we want to thank you for being here. And we'll see you next time at the historic Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway.
We have his cell phone, credit cards, everything.
Sweet. Attention in the grandstands, John Martin. John Martin, if you lost something, it is in the main office here in the tower. Just go up the stairs and it'll be right up front. Once again, John Martin, if you did happen to lose anything, it is in the main office. Thank you. All right, he wants me to play music all the way.
Yeah. Play
I have Dixieland Delight playing right now. I got a Ring of Fire. I'm gonna need that, by the way.
what's
Your,
it? Oh
your
yeah,
chest
my
hair.
bad, yeah. The chest hair. Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Send me-
I'll be
just-
speaking with you
whenever
guys
get
at the
a
end.
chance,
Don't worry.
Send me the link.
Oh heck yeah! And the best part about it was the first time. So if audio is off, maybe just a little bit, it's gonna be. We're gonna just improve on it. That was awesome. I want to say hello to West Edits, Karen, Orlando. Thank you guys so much for watching. I was reading the comments when they went through 3 and 4. I kind of looked down quickly to see what you guys were saying. I saw all the funny comments. L5. I'm well aware. I saw it. Now, there are a couple drivers that raced on iRacing that were in this race. You've seen them race. Dawson Sutton, Corey Doozer. They've raced with us. They were here. So we want to kind of continue that trend. I'm going to have to play Ring of Fire next. He said 2 to 3?
He said 3 or 4 songs.
3 or 4 songs? We're going to go 3. I got 3 that fit the Middle Tennessee area.
Yeah, Country Roads Take Me Home's a good one. Another one, God, what's the other one we used to always play?
When will the YouTube short edit release? Not sure. It depends on the Racing America broadcast. That was great. Yeah, you need to unplug. I'm just not unplugging yet because I'm just listening to the music. There you go, man. We'll listen to the audio as well. We'll make adjustments throughout the year, but you know, a lot were worried about the field. I think the field was the way it was just because it's a Sunday and they were racing at Five Flags on Friday or Saturday. So
Right.
I think we're going to have a great championship battle. I think they're going to come back, a lot of these guys, soon.
I think so too.
All right, here's this one back.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Mackey.
Yep.
I appreciate you.
All right.
The live
good
went
job,
well.
Guys, I think.
The live is still going on. You want to say hi?
They're still running.
Dude, we had like over 150 watching us right now. Well, we're still doing it.
Nice. Nice.
Sure they know who Mr. Adam Mackey is?
They do. You ever watch the Snowball Derby, you know who Adam
know that
Mackey
guy.
is. That guy over there.
That
Lucky
guy.
I forgot there was a live mic in here. Lucky I didn't walk in and say something like I normally would. Woo! I got in trouble.
Right.
All right. I'm gonna go wrap up some XLR cables. And
Hey,
then,
man, good to see you, brother.
Yep. Yep. Thank
We'll
you.
see you again
Yep,
this year, I'm
absolutely.
sure,
I'll probably
somewhere.
be here in a couple weeks after.
All right, sounds good.
All right, guys, I'm gonna head on out. We gotta clean up, but hopefully you guys enjoyed
I'm
this.
going to go down here and have some food with Bo Duke.
Really?
They're back at the birthday party for him.
I'll see you all later. I'm gonna go hang out with Bo Duke. If you know what Dukes of Hazzard is, you know exactly who Bo Duke is. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this day.
We got some barbecue with Bo
Tuesday
Duke.
night, 8 Eastern, 7 Central. I'll keep you guys all up to date on what this weekend was about. It was crazy. It was wild from Bristol to Nashville. I think I'm ready to just hang out for a couple hours because we got to get ready for the e-ticket. So thank you all so much. If you came on out, I saw a couple comments in here were saying that they were listening to it live, like a radio transmission.
Yeah?
Because they were out in the grandstand. So
Oh, cool.
yeah, man, that was really cool. If you guys love what you see, subscribe. I'll see y'all later.